One and dream team. It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with these F1 drivers can beat Max Verstappen. Are we talking about the same? He must be talking about a different Max Verstappen than I'm thinking of. The Max Verstappen that I'm watching in F1, that races for Red Bull. That's won, what, is it 7 races in a row now? That helped Red Bull break the record for most consecutive wins in a row. That Max, he's unbeatable right now. There's nobody that can beat him. He's not capable of being beaten. Maybe for a race, but I mean, I'm talking about like for the Drivers' Championship. I don't know if there will be somebody to beat him for the next 2-3 years. I don't know. I don't think so. Like, he's legit. He's in a different zone, bro. He's in a different zone. Now, in saying that, I will say there are guys maybe who could challenge him, who can make him work for it, who can make it harder for him to win and not just dominate outright. And if I had to pick I would put Lando in the conversation because I really just like Lando Norris. And I think he's just really special. Of course, you got to put Lewis Hamilton in the conversation because of what he's been able to do. What is he, 7-time driver champion? Like, that's insane. That's amazing. That's got to put him as debatably as the top driver of all time. He's got to be debatably the best driver of all time. So that's got to put him in that conversation. Who do I think can beat other than those two? I'm thinking really hard right now, bro. Like, jeez, I don't think Leclerc can beat him. I don't think Leclerc can challenge him. And that would have been the next closest person. I would say those two. Those two are honestly all I can think of that could even challenge Max Verstappen, that could even push him. But to beat him, I don't think there's anybody that can do that for the Drivers' Championship at this point in time. But we're going to see what this video got to say. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. But we're going to watch the video, see if I agree or disagree. Before we jump in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, give a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. What we got?
So today's topic is potential F1 world champions and who amongst the drivers of the grid use
this video was made 8 months ago, so I think it was like before this season, even 2023 season started.
Nowadays, and the future ones next year will theoretically be able to win a world championship. With the current Formula 1 championship battle over for Max Verstappen, who took the title at Suzuka with 4 races to go, it's no surprise that many F1 fans are already looking forward to next year, with the hope of a new battle for the title, just like we got in 2021. But who am
Greatest year, and I just became a fan. I feel like beginning to maybe a couple months ago. So here in 2023, and watching that 2021 season on Netflix, the Drive to Survive Formula 1, that 2021 season. Oh my gosh, that season had as a fan who's like unbiased, who doesn't have a dog in the fight, bro. That season gave me everything that I wanted in sports, bro. That was when you got it tied going into the last race, winner takes all, bro. You can't ask for more than that. You can't. All right, but keep it going. It's just not about that.
Year, with the hope of a new battle for the title, just like we got in 2021. But who amongst the drivers could challenge the incredibly fast Red Bull and the surprisingly skilled Verstappen for a shot at winning that shiny trophy? Well, we've already seen that at the beginning of the season, when all the cars have similar performance due to recent regulation changes. It's the moment when the different teams are fighting each other the hardest, and when we can see the first breakaway, and when we can speculate on whether winning cars are going to remain the most sought after, or whether there will be a different situation in a couple of races. We've already seen this happen with Ferrari and Charles Leclerc this season, but unfortunately for the Tifosi, the hype didn't last long. Still, could the Monegasque driver win the championship one day if given a competitive car? The answer to this day is no, not really. Leclerc has often performed like a top-tier driver, but a few errors here and there keep him from winning races in a row, while often the problem is the team, which builds an unreliable car leading to a driver to...
Yeah, F1 makes, Ferrari makes a lot of mistakes, bro, and I feel like that's not down to Charles a lot. Some of these times, I feel like a lot of these times it's down to the team, down to the pit crew, or the pit crew chief, making certain calls that are just not the right calls and kind of effing it up for Leclerc. I feel like I've seen too many races effed up for Leclerc by the team, but not by Leclerc himself.
To struggle, we've seen Charles Leclerc make mistakes, and many of them cost him a victory or a bunch of points that would have been useful in the title fight. Furthermore, as an example, let's take Lewis Hamilton. In the past, Lewis had such a feeling with his car that he made his own strategies, refusing to pit when the team ordered him to, as he felt comfortable with his tyres, taking matters into his own hands, and making a strategy better than any team of engineers could. Leclerc still hasn't got this level of confidence in his...
Yes, shout out Lewis, and that's what makes that's one of the reasons that makes him so great. I believe you're the driver in the car, so I feel like you got the best feel. You're out there, you're actually on the track. And like he's himself said, he's just like the final cog in a big machine. But no, he's just one of the parts where there's so many parts when it comes down to the engineer, when it comes down to the pit crew, when it comes down to the chief, when it comes down to the principal, when it comes down to everybody that's putting in work to make improvements for next year's car. There's so many cogs in this machine, and he's just the final one. But he's the one that's out there racing. He's got the best feel. He understands it the most, so I think him making his own strategies, that's one of the reasons why he's so great.
Machinery, meaning he is at the mercy of engineers unable to decide working strategies for him. Hopefully, with time and hard work, he will become able to control his strategies to gain an advantage over other drivers. So now that we've excluded Leclerc, are there any other drivers who could win the WDC? Well, from next year, Oscar Piastri will be a McLaren driver. Since that's a competitive team who finished 4th last year in the Constructors, it wouldn't be a surprise if he managed to quickly get to grips with the car and challenge for podiums and maybe even wins. Could he be a title contender? Yes, but only if McLaren works hard on research and development to create a car that delivers results while still being reliable. The other rookie we'll see next season is Nick de Vries. But since he's driving for AlphaTauri, a team that struggled a lot this season despite having the same engine as Red Bull, it's hard to honestly see him as a threat to the championship trophy.
Yeah, he only got 10 races in. I think it was 10, and he didn't perform in those 10 races. So, as fast as they put him in that seat, they took him out even faster. They was ready to get Daniel Ricciardo back in that seat.
Of course, this is just speculation, and in the past, we've seen how drivers expected to win a WDC end up just being another brick in the wall, like Daniel Ricciardo. With a rookie season at Red Bull worthy of the best drivers ever, he, unfortunately, made the bad decision to leave Red Bull in 2018, ending up in a series of midfield teams that never really delivered what he was promised.
He should have stayed at Red Bull. I understand why he left. Max came in. He had to compete with Max, and it seemed like the team was all about Max from his point of view, from his perspective. So he wanted to go somewhere right where he was feeling the love, or he was feeling like the top guy, and he was the most important person. That's understandable, but he should have never left Red Bull, man.
The reason why we surely won't see him race in Formula One's next season. One last driver that is a candidate to win the World Drivers' Championship next season is George Russell. Mercedes have been at the front every year since 2014, so it wouldn't be a surprise if the team suddenly realised what they were doing wrong this season and got a new, incredibly fast car. George Russell has some great talent, as shown in the 2020 Sakir Grand Prix when he replaced Lewis Hamilton and almost ended up winning his debut race for Mercedes. Furthermore, he managed to snatch a pole position in Hungary, meaning he still has the pace to compete with the best of the current grid. So we'll be excited to see how he performs. What do you think? Who, in your opinion, will win next year's WDC? Let us know with a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe, because at 10,000 subscribers, we will submit our own driver and try to make him a world champion. No, not really, but you should subscribe anyway.
I was going to say, that would have been cool. Yeah. It was going to be Max. We all knew it was. But the fact that he picked Oscar Piastri over Lando Norris was kind of shocking to me, because they both drive for McLaren, and I think Norris is a better driver. Maybe that's just me, but but I think Piastri is absolutely incredible. I think he's absolutely a phenomenal racer. I think Lando Norris, if I had to pick a racer that's closest to Verstappen right now, that I think could actually give him a run for his money, it would be if I gun in my head, it'd be Lando Norris. That's all we got, though. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. It's your boy D Neal. Out.